Alrighty, guys. What is going on, everybody? Happy, what is it? Hold on. Happy Thursday. Hope you guys are doing good. I almost forgot what day it was. Hope y'all are doing good out there. Glad to have you guys for another weather update, my friends. Let's go ahead and see who we got here for today. We got ourselves Mark, dude, coming in already in the beginning of the live stream with a $7. Another two. Dude, you are awesome, man. A huge shout out before we get into it to Mark, man. Thank you so much, dude. We have Crystal, we have Mary, we have Scott, we have Dusty, we have, let's see here, Mark as well. We have Kevin. Let's see here. We have Katie. We have ourselves Kenneth. We have Jamie, Roadster Jim, Andrea. What's up, guys? Hope you guys are doing good. Glad to have you here and everybody else who is joining us. So, I want to go ahead and start right off on the bat to say tornadoes is a concern coming for late Saturday. So late the 16th, I believe it is, late the 16th into the 17th. There is going to be the threat for some tornadoes across Florida because of this strong low pressure system that we need to be looking out there for. So we need to keep an eye out there for it overall. Right now, we have a level 1 threat from the Storm Prediction Center regarding the potential for tornadoes going all the way up as far north as Jacksonville, right there at that Florida line. So a lot of Florida, the main peninsula of Florida does have a pretty big risk here, but it's a level 1 right as of now, so it's kind of a low threat as of right now, but I do think it has potential to be upgraded considering some of the structures that we have here. Will it be live all night? No. Not all night. No, this is not live coverage. This is an update here. Like I said, the event starts for the late 16th and it rolls through into the 17th, so and even the 18th too. Jersey here survived Superstorm Sandy at 80 millibars. Sandy did not get down to 80 millibars. I mean, maybe 980. Maybe 980 there. Let's see here. We can handle the thing. Yeah, honestly, it's mostly just going to be a bunch of rain for you, my friend. Not seeing a whole bunch of stuff going on there. Let's see. What's up, Sarah? Hope you're doing good. What's up, Kimberly? See, where do be Christmas music? Oh yeah, I don't have Christmas music. A lot of it's copyrighted, so I don't play it on my stream because I would get punished for that. So yeah, for real. All right, let's go and hop over the models, guys. We got some new info. The good news is that we got some mid-range now. The NAM is starting to come through. We're gonna go and hop over here first of all to the GFS here. So like I was saying, the main event's going to start to brew here for the 16th. You can see on the time there. I'm going to go ahead and move that a little bit so you guys can see a little better. Right there for the 16th, working our way into the 17th. Kind of got a little bit of an issue here as we are going to be seeing a lot of strong winds. Over gale force winds will be a thing off the western coast of Florida and off the eastern coast of Florida. Like we've been mentioning here, we should really keep an eye out there for really a lot of the eastern seaboard here, as these areas here seem like they could be very impacted, by some really strong winds, potential coastal flooding, all of that being a possibility. So we'll need to be looking out there for that. Like I said, it's not just a threat for tornadoes like we were just talking about. There's a lot of threats. Flooding, a lot of rainfall is expected. We'll get to that here in a minute. A lot of rainfall, a lot of strong winds, all kinds of issues, all kinds of problems will be, potential out there. And right now we're already starting to see some strong winds already starting to approach for Florida. Kind of in an early state here. We're going to hop back to this screen here. We do have a couple of wind reports here. We're already getting to 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts out there near Fort Lauderdale. A little bit to the north there, which is a little hefty. We're talking pretty windy conditions across Florida right now, but this is just the beginning of it. Naples, we're talking around 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts here currently, so the winds are already starting to pick up a little bit across some of these regions here. Anyways, let's see. Can I tell people near Wilmington to calm down? So, like I said, we got to look out there for those regions there. for the potential of a lot of heavy rainfall. I think the main problem for Wilmington, being up there in North Carolina, I think the main problem could be for flooding. A bit of strong winds too could be a thing, and we're watching that tornado threat, but it's nothing to panic over. Absolutely. Could it impact the Florida Keys? Yes. This will definitely be impacting the Florida Keys here. Like I said, they do have a marginal, too, for a few isolated tornadoes here come for the 16th. Now, the problem is, like I said, with those tornadoes is the fact of what time is going to be happening. It's going to be happening late, so there's going to be some nighttime tornadoes potential there for the 16th into the 17th. So we're going to have to be live for that here for Nocturnal tornado threats. Which unfortunately I'm even in the risk here too, out in Central Florida, so gonna have to watch out myself for this system. Let's see here. I see you looking at Cape, Andrew. Yeah, I was looking at Cape. What do you mean you looking at my other monitor on my webcam here? Yeah, I was looking at Cape here. The models have still shown a bit of Cape here. Let's go and hop to let's do 0 Zulu run. This is a brand new. It's not done loading yet. Okay, we should get that by the end of the live stream today. The 18 Zulu shows quite a bit of instability. I mean, not a whole lot, but it has enough to possibly spawn a couple tornadoes. This is basically your go-go juice, I always call it, your thunderstorm juice or your instability, your fuel for the storms. Whenever it comes to it here, we are talking, enough instability. The models at one point were showing over 1,000 joules per kilogram, which, I mean, that's pretty high. I mean, it's still a little ways out. I mean, the instability definitely can still change here, but instability is, on the lower side, but, honestly, it's kind of expected. But the one thing that does take the cake here is the overall wind shear. The lower level jet stream is over 60 knots, which is a very strong jet of air, across the lower elevations of the atmosphere, which, will help out spawn some tornadoes. No, the Keys will not get evacuated out of this. I can tell you that. No area is going to get evacuated. Let's see here. We see that Cape map. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can see on my screen here. I thought that was pretty cool. Kind of set it up that way. Let's see, a lot of power going to be out here in Florida. Possibly. Considering we're going to be getting a lot of rainfall out of this event here. That is something we should look out there for. I'm going to bring you over here for a minute. Like I said, that's actually kind of one of the concerns here is potential power outages too. With all that, all that activity. Oh my gosh, my Wi-Fi is being so slow. Look at this. You can see it on my camera how slow it's loading. It's being so slow. But we are expecting there's been a little bit of a downtrend here. Quite a bit of rainfall. Out there towards, obviously the southeast here, but we're talking Florida. I mean, most of the state of Florida is at least going to see 2 inches of rainfall. Same thing for Georgia. I mean, we have ourselves, South Carolina and North Carolina as well. Georgia, South Carolina here over the next, the next 120 hours. Pretty crazy. We're talking, nearly 2 to 4 inches in some areas here. Locally higher could be possible. Any snow for the Mid-Atlantic? Not really. Not really expecting anything crazy to happen out there by the Mid-Atlantic anytime soon. Will this cause damage? Yeah, it most likely will. Across the coast for the most part. Like I said, the heaviest winds there is going to be occurring here across the across the coast here. Here's your NAM model. Kind of shows it looks like a hurricane. It looks like a hurricane, but it's not. Even though it has some pretty similar characteristics to, a tropical cyclone, this is what we call a subtropical storm. This is basically a storm that is subtropical, not a tropical storm. However, but like I said, there is very similar impacts. In this case, there will be a lot of heavy rainfall, a lot of strong winds, like a tropical system would bring. Honestly, it just comes down to the way that they're formed is what's different here. But they relatively are the same type of system. I mean, they act very similar. It's just a really strong low pressure system here overall. And, you know, for this in particular time period, this is for, according to NAM, this is actually hitting pretty late according to NAM here. Between these, this one shows it really for the 17th, but as the system rolls through here, we're going to be seeing a lot of those winds going right towards the coast. So those little wind barbs, you can see they're pointing right at the coast, which is going to be allowing for a lot of that water to be pushing inland. So it could allow for a little bit of coastal flooding. You know, we're well over gale force. Well over gale force there. So that could be a problem for, you know, obviously marinists out there, boaters who is traveling in the water. So, you know, just avoid travel to the boaters out there off the coast of Florida, the Carolinas, mid-Atlantic even, for the next couple of days, because it's going to be pretty hefty. Will it get named? Probably not, no. Let's see. What's the thought on the 20th threat for Wilmington? So, tabletop, dude, when it comes to it, man, like I said, there's still a little bit of unknowns. The models, you know, kind of show a few pockets of instability. I mean, I think there could be a minimal tornado threat, possibly, but honestly, I'm not too confident on it quite yet, considering the models are still, you know, the NAM here is still in the long run, and, you know, the amount of instability is very low. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Moon River says, so glad I found your channel. Well, I appreciate it, Moon River. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Let's see. It's pretty good wind today in North Florida. Oh, yeah. No, it's been pretty windy out here today. I'm in Central Florida. For sure. Let's see here. What does the forecast look like for Wellington? Have a, let's see here. Friends who lives there with horses. Let's see here. Wellington. Is that, what is that, Florida? I'm guessing it's not New Zealand. See, Christy coming in with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Christy. Really appreciate it, my friend. Very sweet of you. So you're out there by Daytona area, kind of. Or they're out there by, did I say Daytona? Sorry, I meant north of Fort Lauderdale. Shoot, I'm losing my mind, y'all. Yeah, Daytona's well up here. But yeah, no, we are in that threat. We should definitely keep an eye out there for it. You know, like I said, we're monitoring that tornado threat. It does include the region. The Storm Prediction Center put out a marginal risk, which is a level 1 threat for tornadoes in this case. And so we'll have to keep an eye out there for a few tornadoes. Now, the odds of them specifically getting a tornado is extremely low. But it's, you know, it's something we're going to have to watch out for more of Florida as a whole rather than that particular area. I mean, they are included in that area, you know, just for safe measures. But we'll definitely keep an eye out there for it. But yeah, the main problem there, like I was saying, by the coastlines is going to be like the winds and stuff like that, as we're going to easily be seeing those winds here, possibly getting near tropical storm force. According to the GFS here, out towards some of those regions, we're talking nearly 30 knots, which is near tropical storm force. A little bit below, actually. Some of the coastlines will be seeing tropical storm force winds, you know, especially out there towards, you know, like coastal North Carolina there. Dude, the models have been going pretty crazy here. This is your 10-meter wind speeds, which is not very high up. This is pretty low elevation. And we're talking over 50 knots in some areas here. So 40, 50 knots, which is going to be tropical storm force. And this is sustained wind. This is not even gusts. The gusts can obviously be higher. So that's going to be kind of a problem here. For those regions there. So like I was saying, you know, the main flooding potential is probably going to be across there for North Carolina. You know, most of the coastal flooding is probably going to be happening out there towards coastal North Carolina, in which we definitely need to be looking out there for that. Like I said, even the Gulf side should definitely still monitor it. I mean, it's not going to be as crazy as it doesn't look like, as, you know, like coastal Carolinas could get. But, you know, you can see here that the winds are still amplified. I mean, at least some areas 40 knots, sustained winds could be possible, which is, you know, definitely pretty hefty. How's Clearwater looking? So, Christy, when it comes to Clearwater here on the west side, you know, it's definitely a possibility. You could see some of those winds here around 30 knots, which is, you know, just below tropical storm force. But, you know, those wind gusts could be over tropical storm force winds. That's kind of a problem. Obviously, the coast there for Clearwater, you know, obviously it's going to be quite windy. That's one of the main things. A lot of rainfall, too, is expected out there. Not to mention we're expecting, you know, right around 2 inches of rainfall to potentially fall across some of those regions there. as it seems to be possible. Like I said, out there by, Tampa region where Clearwater's, relatively at, right around 2 inches. So that's how actually for most Florida. Most of Florida is actually in the range of around 2 to 3 inches. Some areas localizing up and over 4 possible. But overall, yeah, the main threat does work its way up here for flooding out there towards, Georgia, South Carolina there. Look at that. A lot of those regions easily getting into the 3-inch margin, which is pretty crazy. Let's see here. Am I going live tomorrow? Yes, I am. I will be live tomorrow. I'm not sure what time yet. Subtropical low pressure, most likely. Yeah, it is subtropical. It's not a tropical storm. The waters are too cool for it to be a tropical system. Let's see. If this is a hurricane, what kind of storm? Yes, like I said, it's a subtropical storm. Subtropical storm. Let's see here. How bad will it be in Georgia? So, like I was saying, yeah, Georgia regarding flooding, central eastern side is the heaviest out there. Like I said, at least 2 to 3 inches of rainfall is expected. We're still monitoring that potential for, like I said, a couple tornadoes. It really depends on how much instability there is with this storm system. Also, ultimately, where that low pressure system ends up, essentially. If it tracks more to the west, that will lead to more of a tornado concern, more inland out there towards possibly Georgia and the Carolinas here. As you can see here, the models, they do show some of that instability here, mostly remaining just east of Georgia. So the threat as of right now seems to be very low. I think the main tornado threat is actually going to be happening out there by Florida, which could be a possibility, and maybe even extending its way into the eastern Carolinas, just off the coast of South Carolina and North Carolina. So that is, that is kind of what we're looking at here. That is essentially what we are seeing here with all that. Now, we're still working out the instability like I was talking about here. The models, at this time period are a little wonky with that. But what I can tell you is pretty solid is the jet stream, the lower level jet stream, as a strengthening low pressure system will be occurring across western Florida. Or just off the west coast of Florida here. We're going to have an amplified lower level jet, which is going to allow for some really strong northerlies, some really strong winds coming up here from the south, pulling to the north here, which will be allowing for some really heavy, really heavy winds over those levels, which will allow for, some tornadoes to potentially be a concern. Whenever you have a lower level jet stream like that, that definitely does warrant the potential for a couple tornadoes. I'm going to grab a sounding. We're going to grab a NAM sounding. Now, what you're about to see is a little freaky to some people, considering it's like a lot of gibberish, I should say. It's definitely a it's definitely a little bit challenging to some, but I'll go ahead and show you guys. I mean, I'm not gonna, obviously you don't need to know everything that's going on in this right now, but what I will tell you is that the winds from the lower atmosphere, they're kind of pulling to the north here at the lower elevations. The winds are pulling to the north, and you can see how it slightly changes here to the northeast. So that there's a slight curvature with the wind. So the winds are slightly changing directions as you go up in altitude, which that is allowing for potential of some lower level rotation to potentially occur there. Hodograph has a little bit of a weird hook on it. So like I said, a couple isolated tornadoes definitely seems to be quite possible with this event here. And like I said, the Storm Prediction Center, they put out the dark green areas in the tornado threat here as of right now. It looks like all the way down from the Keys up to Jacksonville area is in the marginal risk here as of right now. And like I said, you can see they did say the potential out there for nocturnal tornadoes. Like I was saying, nocturnal meaning active at night. That's the definition of nocturnal, in which tornadoes that are active at night is a big problem because you can't see them. So you're just going to have to strictly rely on the warnings, which you should obviously do anyways. You should not wait until you see a tornado. So whenever it comes to the event here for the 16th, like I said, into the 17th is the main like I said, 16th and the 17th, which is the main event line here for Florida. Like I said, we got to be looking out there for those times for tornadoes. It'll be for the late 16th as the tornado threat will be rolling through these regions here. So got to be looking out there for it, guys. Like I said, as it seems like it could definitely be pretty impactful. Pretty impactful. Let's see here. What's the mess on the map for Northwest Georgia? So the main thing for Northwest Georgia that I'm a little, I wouldn't say worried about, but I'm a little interested in is the northwestern side here. I mean, we could see maybe 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. Not a bad event for rain. It's really not that bad of an event for rain. I mean, a good amount of rainfall is in the forecast for those regions there. But whenever it comes to it here, I mean, you know, like I said, you're not going to have as much of the impacts as, you know, say the Carolinas or Florida is going to experience here. You know, honestly, Georgia, especially on the northwest side, which is further away from all this, should be a little bit better. Let's see, excessive rainfall risk, I believe. Oh yeah, massive slight risk, massive level 2 threat. So they have a scale from 1 to 4. So level 1 is across the green, level 2 is the yellow. So we have like a mid-in threat right now for flooding. Honestly, I think this potentially could be upgraded in some spots. So pretty good shot for flooding. I mean, yeah, literally, look at that. All of Florida for the most part. All of Florida is in some form of flooding threat. But the greatest is in yellow, which mostly covers, I mean, literally covers most of the entire state of Florida, which is pretty crazy. So definitely need to be looking out there for that. Let's see here. Rainbow says, nice setup, Andrew. Not been on for a couple weeks. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that, Rainbow. Very, very sweet of you. Looks like glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop on back here to the models. Let's go ahead and hop over to the latest NAM. Got a new run coming through here. I didn't quite done yet, so we're going to have to drop down to 18 Zulu run. But when it comes to this model here, yeah, the NAM model has been going pretty nuts. Oh my gosh, I haven't even seen this run. Why does it show a few vortices? That's really interesting. So according to the NAM here, which honestly I wouldn't trust this model too much, honestly, considering, you know, it's not the best to look for this type of event here on this model. But when it comes to it, though, it has a central low going right through near the Big Bend of Florida, which that seems to be the most likely path of the storm here, crossing over those regions there. But then you have a vortice that north of the Bahamas, according to the NAM model, which is a little interesting. But like I said, you know, honestly, I don't really trust that too much, honestly. You know, honestly, I'd go off of more like what the GFS had to say here, honestly, with more of a, you know, singular vortex here, singular cyclone, I should say, rather than multi-vortices like the NAM was showing here, which is pretty interesting. But anyways, we'll keep it on it. Let's see, Sioux Falls. Dude, Sioux Falls is fine out of this one. I can tell you that one. Let's see. Braven says, don't forget to subscribe, y'all. Thank you. Appreciate it. Wind gusts in the low 40s here, says Florida Man 2.0. Yeah, it's actually pretty gusty right now. I can go ahead and show you guys the current winds here. Like I said, we are getting, you know, well over 10, 20 miles an hour for most of Florida right now. We are having gusts, though. Nearly 40. Some areas out there by Fort Lauderdale. 35 mile per hour wind gusts, 37, so, you know, mid to upper 30s. Let's see here, out there towards where I'm at, 15 sustained. Let's see here, out there by, yeah, right around where I'm at here. It's not as heavy out here, more inland. Yeah, the more inland areas are more protected from the heavier winds. Like I said, out of this event here, the main problems, as you know, typically these systems usually do, is the coasts are going to see the most strongest winds because, you know, the ocean plane is relatively flat, so it's free to flow. And whenever you move inland, there's more obstacles for the wind to go around, and it obviously slows down as it works inland. So, I mean, yeah, it's still going to be windy for the inland areas. Don't get me wrong there, but it's not going to be as crazy as the coasts overall. Let's see. Hopefully the winds won't be as bad as last Sunday storm in the Northeast. Oh yeah, that was pretty crazy. That was actually pretty interesting here. All right, let's see here. Moon River says, thank you. We don't have tornado sirens here in my town. Only cell phone. When you're sleeping, forget it. I come back to Florida someday soon. Gotcha. Well, you're very welcome, my friend. Very, very welcome, my friend. Why did the rain accumulation go down in Cape Coral? It's actually mostly the same. It's just different colored, honestly. Like, if I was to show you, let's see, back over here to 120 hours out, you can see how it's like basically under 2 inches, slightly under 2 inches, so it's still within the range of 1 to 2 inches out there. Let's see. Did I see the NAM 12 Sigtor probability for College Due page earlier? It was high. I'm not really going off of that, honestly. Not really going off of that, to be honest with you. Especially this early, considering there is still a little bit of uncertainty with the models. It kind of seems to be a problemo. So, you know, I really want to kind of wait for, you know, more of the mid-range to come through. Like I said, the NAM to render a little bit more into the event here before I really start looking at that. So we'll keep an eye out there for it. Let's see. What is Palm Harbor, Florida, going to see? Here, let's go and hop over back here. So most of Florida, like I was saying, is under the threat. Let's see here. For, like I said, a couple isolated tornadoes. Yeah, you're out there by, like, the Tampa area, just to the northwest. So, like I said, the dark green area, there is a tornado threat. As of right now, it's a relatively low tornado threat, but I think it has potential to possibly be upgraded. Depends on what the models start suggesting here before we approach the event here. Tomorrow, we'll have a much better idea. But overall, marginal risk out there for pretty much a lot of the peninsula, like I was talking about. A couple isolated tornadoes throughout the state here for the late 16th into the 17th seems quite likely. We'll have to look out there for those regions there, you know, overall. But we'll keep an eye on it. We'll definitely keep an eye out there for it. But yeah, you're likely going to see some strong winds out of this event here. You know, the models are kind of showing, you know, out there by, like I said, Clearwater, Tampa Bay area. Sustained winds might get up to right around 30, maybe 40 knots possibly. You know, according to the models and stuff like that here, it could be, you know, aiming right there towards those regions there. You got to really look out there for those winds, though, after the main central low has passed through Florida, because at that point, the winds start arcing directly at the coast on the western side of Florida, which then that's whenever potential for some, you know, maybe a little bit of coastal flooding could be a concern for some of those regions out there. And obviously the strongest winds, too, would be likely on that side. Let's see, what about upstate South Carolina? So, yeah, upstate South Carolina, we are watching still for that possible tornado potential. Honestly, like I said, right now the SPC has nothing on the tornado potential for the Carolinas yet, but I think it possibly could extend overall. Let's see here. Mark, dude, coming with a $2 super chat, man. Thanks so much, dude. Once again, you are awesome, bro. I appreciate it so much. You are awesome, my friend. Huge shout out to Mark, man. Thank you so much. Very, very sweet of you, bro. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, like I was saying, though, you know, I think it could possibly extend up into the Carolinas here. You know, maybe especially the eastern side. We'll see how that goes through. Like I said, once again, it depends on the amount of energy that's available for, you know, some of, you know, those thunderstorms per se to fire off there overall. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Let's see. Are we going to start having a subtropical season? No, this is actually a pretty rare storm, Christy. It's actually not that common we see this. It's not too common anyways, I should say. It's kind of rare. It's pretty rare, actually. Let's see. Hull wants me to take a look here at 32068. 32068. So, let's see here. Florida. So, yeah, you, my friend, out there by Jacksonville. So, the thing is, when it comes to it, actually, let's go hop over here. Let's say you are in that marginal risk here, which does include, you know, an isolated threat for a couple tornadoes. But like I said, the odds of you specifically getting a tornado is very low. You know, this is basically saying that a couple of tornadoes across the state of Florida seems quite possible. You know, those areas here, including the dark green, which you are in. So tornadoes, I mean, theoretically could happen around the region. But I think you have more things you got to, you know, be more concerned about in terms of rainfall, honestly. Because, like I said, the rain here, the expectancy of rainfall out there, according to the Weather Prediction Center, I mean, we are expecting like 2 to 3 inches of rainfall out there. So it is going to be pretty hefty out there for sure. Let's see here. So definitely would keep an eye out there for that. Saunders says, let's see, anything for 32164. If it's, let's see here. 32164. This is in Florida. Yeah, same thing applies for you, my friend. So yeah, since you're close to the coast, those winds will probably be a little bit heavier. The models out there, let's see, we're gonna show you over here. So yeah, you're in that dark green region we are looking out there for. And according to the models like the GFS here, I mean, we could see those winds out there, maybe around 30, 40 knots, maybe even at max, sustained. So we'll definitely, possibly get in the tropical storm force winds, wind gusts, I should say. Wind gusts up in the tropical storm force seems quite likely. But whenever it comes to, the sustained wind, stuff like that, it should be right below tropical storm force winds. But anyways, but still, regardless, a lot of heavy rain is expected out of that. You are still in that, quote unquote tornado threat. Even water spouts will be a concern too off the coast. So, just another reason not to be out in the water at that time. Like I said, to the marinists, to the boaters who, go out frequently, out there in the, just east of Florida, just off the coast of Florida, in both directions, the Gulf Coast and the Atlantic Coast, should really avoid traveling, or really avoid going out there, I should say, considering, the fact that those winds are going to be well above gale force, really, really hefty. Like I said, even the GFS here, I mean, you can see, especially out there towards the Carolina coast there too, that's where I'm a little bit concerned, actually. A little bit concerned for those coastal areas out there. So, so it's really in these regions here I'm a little bit concerned about whenever it comes to it. Living Hope coming in with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Living Hope. Very, very sweet of you. I appreciate the support. That'll definitely help us out here, help keep those programs running. So thank you so much, Living Hope. Absolutely sweet of you. But yeah, like I was saying, though, it's really the Carolina coast I'm actually really concerned about. It looks like that's where the strongest sustained winds are going to be, potentially out there. So we will see, and we're talking some at least 40 to 50 knots out there by the coast could be possible, which could be a problem because, like I said, a lot of that ocean water starts rushing towards the shore, which will allow for maybe some swelling potential out there. So we'll have to look out there for maybe a little bit of coastal flooding out of this event here across the Carolinas here. Still watching that tornado threat. Like I said, still a little bit unknown, honestly, with the tornado threat overall, but we'll have to keep an eye out there for it. Let's see here. Polar Vortex with a $5 super chat, my friend. Thank you so much, saying thank you for all you do. You are very welcome, Polar Vortex. I appreciate that. That is very sweet of you, man. I thank you so much for helping us out. That really means a lot to me, and it will definitely help out very much. Thank you so much, guys. Y'all are so sweet. I appreciate it. But yeah, so once again, the Carolinas coast, got to keep it out there for it. Let's go ahead and work our way up here to the northeast here because, this system will impact the northeast as well with some pretty strong winds. Yeah, look at that. So still same thing here. I mean, even for like coastal, even coastal like New York out there by like Long Island on the southern half there. I mean, even like coastal Massachusetts, coastal Maine here could be seeing near gale force winds just off the coast here. So it's really the whole eastern seaboard, the whole, eastern Atlantic, the western Atlantic seaboard here, or eastern U.S. seaboard here, we should watch out for, considering, the winds are going to be well through gale force. So, for boaters out there, if you can, definitely avoid travel, definitely avoid it. Dude, yeah, the GFS, look at that. GFS has it getting down to the 970s. There was, the models were supporting a little bit of snow on it. It looks like as the system rolls through, a bit of lake effect snow could actually be generated from this system. Because what's happening here is, these low pressure systems, they rotate counterclockwise. So they drag down air from the north and they pull up air from the south. So it's actually dragging cool air from the, from the cooler polar areas of Canada. And it's actually bringing down that cool air, running right over the warm Great Lakes, which will be generating some snow, actually possibly out there by Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio, New York State, Michigan, Indiana, maybe. We'll see, man. We'll see how that plays through. But, it's kind of been there for the last couple of model runs here from the GFS. We dropped the last one before that. Here you can see lake effect. It seems like that's a new trend with the latest model runs coming in from the GFS overall. Let's see here. I think there's potential for at least wind gusts 60 miles an hour. Yeah, it's possible. It is definitely possible. We could see some winds up there, potentially that high. Considering sustained winds are in gale force, over 40 knots in some areas, definitely could be a concern out there. Absolutely. Let's see. Is this storm gonna affect any places north of this? So yeah, like I was saying, yeah, the northeast here, we're gonna get a lot of rain out here too. Like I said, we are definitely gonna be getting a lot of rain out here as well. You can see for the northeast here, mostly for the 17th into the 18th for the northeast there. A lot of heavy rainfall. Whenever it comes to the expected amount here, let's see if I was going to hop over here to the northeast overall. Whenever it comes to the coastal northeast here, I mean, same thing as it is pretty much down south. Coastal northeast here could be seeing, here, let's go and fix that view for you. Could be seeing here about 2 to maybe 3 inches, maybe even higher locally. It could be possible. So flooding out there towards the coast of the northeast could be possible too. Sophia says, let's see here. When I said last time we'll go to Minnesota, you said no. I'm glad. I would do it $50, but oh no, don't worry about it. But I can't. See, I love y'all. See here. In this, Andrew, you too. I appreciate it, Sophia. That's very sweet of you. Like I said, honestly though, you do not have to do that. You definitely do not have to do that. Like I said, guys, don't worry about the donations. I mean, it really helps out. Trust me, it does. But like I said, don't worry about it. The main thing here is just making sure you guys are staying up to date and make sure that you guys are aware of the situation, because that is the most important thing, is to keep you guys up to date. Let's see. I bet $1 to a donut. There's gonna be some surfers trying to surf. Oh, dude, that's not even a bet, honestly, April. I would not bet against that, considering I would lose money. There's a lot of idiots out there. I just got to say it, that would. Like I said, there's going to be a problem for rip currents. I haven't mentioned that, but yeah, whenever you have these strong storm systems, with gale force winds, there will more than likely be rip current problems across the coast. So definitely should not. Definitely should not. Nikki says, can I explain scientifically how the system is different from a hurricane? Is it just the wind strength or pressure? So it has nothing to do with the pressure or the wind strength. It's more of the way that the system develops. Tropical systems are warm systems. They generate a lot of their energy from the oceans. They generate a lot of their, overall energy, like I was saying, from the oceans overall. Mark, thank you for the $5. Really appreciate it, my friend. You absolutely rock, my friends. Or my friend, thank you so much, Mark. Seriously. But like I was saying, tropical systems, they generate from the warm tropical waters. This system is running over cooler waters, which is not, classified to be in the tropical realm, which means it's subtropical. It forms a little bit differently overall. It is structurally a little differently, but it's not that. But hopefully that makes sense to you. It's like kind of the best I can explain it overall, but it's just all in the fact of how it develops. But thank you so much once again, Mark. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, my friend. Let's see here. What was Charlottesville, Virginia? I grew up near Charlottesville. It's where I was born, Virginia. But anyways, out there by Virginia, like I said, the thing is we got to look out there for. Let's see here. Regarding the main problem, I think, is rainfall. I mean, we're expecting, maybe 2.5 inches of rainfall out of this here. The winds, they shouldn't be as crazy, honestly, as it goes through these regions. Pressure, though, is going to be getting quite low. 983 according to the GFS here, which is pretty interesting. But like I was saying, yeah, the winds here, I mean, it'll be a little windy. Don't get me wrong. This event will be bringing a little bit of windy conditions out there, but it's not going to be nearly as bad as, like I said, the coast here are going to experience overall. So, overall, main problem for you, I think, is just a potential for flooding. Let's see here. Moon River says, thank you for reporting. Love how you make it real. Will return always for your weather reporting. Well, thank you, Moon River. Very sweet of you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Sophia says, am I going to get this? Yes, I am going to be getting this here. I live in Central Florida. I live right in here. This is my general area. The good news is I'm inland, so the wind shouldn't be as crazy. But I'm still going to be getting a lot of the heavy rain and stuff like that. So, and the isolated tornado threat, which the odds of me getting a tornado is extremely low. For anybody, it's very low. It's just kind of, saying that a couple tornadoes could be possible across Florida. Yeah, that dark green region, like I was saying, that's your tornado threat here. Come for late Saturday, which I believe is the 16th. The 16th, late 16th, whatever day that is. I think it's Saturday. Let me double check real quickly. Yep. So late 16th, late Saturday into Sunday is going to be the tornado threat, which, like I said, I hate to say it, but it's going to be happening at nighttime. Nocturnal tornadoes is a big thing, which, you know, is something I'm a little concerned about. Just, you know, a little bit concerned about. I'm not gonna lie, which I really hope. It does not generate too crazy. Let's see here. I am gonna do something real quick. Hold on. But anyways, missed the timing of potential lake effect. When was that for? So polar, that was. Let's see here. We're gonna hop back over here. So that was here, I believe, for the 18th, 19th maybe. Pretty sure the 19th. Let's see here. The GFS had it for the 18th. Yeah, for the 18th here into the 19th. So throughout the 18th, 19th, potentially. Looks like it starts generating here around the morning, afternoon of the 18th. So keep an eye out there for it. Let's see. Ocala should be fine. The thing Ocala's got to look out there for is, like I said, you know, that small tornado threat out there. You know, a couple isolated tornadoes throughout Florida is possible. You know, the odds of you specifically getting one is a 2% chance within 25 miles of Ocala. But whenever it comes out there towards Ocala, you know, the thing is that, you know, the main thing I would look out there for is the rain. The rain's kind of the big thing for a lot of these interior portions. You know, we're talking about a little over 2 inches of rainfall, possibly. Yeah. Polar Vortex says, okay, thank you. I appreciate you going back to check that. No problem. No problem, Polar Vortex. Let's see. Justin says, I know this might be a dumb question, but can you explain how lake effect snow works? No problem. No problem at all. So lake effect snow is generated when a cold air mass, so a bunch of cool air rolls over the Great Lakes. So the Great Lakes, they stay warmer than the air temperature that's rolling over them. So what's happening is we're getting a lot of condensing. You know, a lot of, you know, condensation starts, you know, really rapidly cranking. As the cool air mass rolls right over the Great Lakes. So like I was saying, the Great Lakes are relatively warmer, and the cool air rolls right over them, which starts generating a bunch of precipitation and causes a lot of snowfall for those coastal areas, which is pretty crazy. Let's see. Subtropical cyclones are pretty much between tropical and non-tropical. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's just a strong low pressure system. I mean, which they usually they relatively have the same impacts. I mean, honestly, if we're being quite frank, relatively similar. They're very similar. You know, still brings a threat for flooding. Still brings a threat for strong winds. In this case, still brings a threat for tornadoes. Cyclone-induced tornadoes is a possibility. You know, that's that. Let's see here. Thanks so much. You're very welcome, Sergeant K. No problem. Still no snow for New York City. Yeah, you know, not anytime soon. It doesn't look like it, unfortunately. Anyways, let's see. Not to take away from down south, but can I grab a water temperature from Lake Ontario? I might be able to do that. I think it's like 48 last time I checked. Oh, shoot. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see here. Here, I'm going to bring you all over here, too. Forgot how you do this. It's been a while. Here we go. Buoy observations. Show sites. Here we go. So, let's see. North of Cleveland. I do want to check some of these. These water temperatures are not available there. Yeah, interesting. Honestly, I'm not seeing too many buoys. Let's see. This one's showing water temperature 45. So like I said, you can imagine if we have like really cold air that rolls over that, it will start condensing. Just checking all the Great Lakes. Yeah, it seems like mostly in the 40s. Mostly in the 40s. Let's see here. Justin says, sorry, I don't have much to donate. No, don't worry about it. Like I said, seriously, do not worry about it, my friend. You're good. Yeah, nobody's got to donate here. I appreciate it, though, guys. Thank you so much. You know, just like I said, just y'all being here, hanging out with us, and, you know, just being weather aware. That's all I ask for. That really is all I ask for. When will I live stream? I'm going to be live definitely for late 16th into early 17th, probably. So, let's see. Subscribed when I first joined this weekend. I was sick. I could not walk. I was really weak. I am still weak. Hopefully, or say, I hope I don't get that again. Gosh, that was so bad. Well, I'm sorry to hear that there, Sophia. Hope you get better soon, my friend. New York City's been unlucky for the last 2 years, even broke record. Yeah, a lot of places have been, my friend. Yeah, a lot of them have been. Will I get a high wind warning from my area? I mean, we'll probably get some along the, I don't know, actually. I don't know. We'll see. That's honestly not up to my choice to issue those or not, so I can't for surely tell you that, but just depends. Let's see here. See, yes, thank you. No chance for rapid intensification like Otis. Good to know. Yeah. Sophia's thanks, Adrian. No problem. No problem, my friend. We're going to go and hop on back here to the models again. Yeah, but like I was saying, though, I mean, even with the, the coastal areas out there by coastal northeast, like I said, even Maryland, New Jersey, coastal Maine. I mean, shoot, even Nova Scotia up there in Canada could be seeing some big coastal problems, it seems like. So that's something to look out there for. Yeah, I mean, this whole system here is going to be pretty hectic across the East Coast. Here, let's just do this way. Oh, no. Oh, no. My internet's being real slow. It cuts out. I'm sorry, y'all. It does this quite often. There you go. Yeah, look at that. So really strong winds. Really strong winds. Mostly going to start impacting Florida here for, looks like the 16th. Yeah. Moving its way into Georgia's coast for the 16th. Same thing for the Carolinas throughout the 17th. Into the 18th across the northeast there. I mean, yeah, a lot of the coastal areas here. I mean, literally most of the U.S. East Coast is going to be seeing some big problems with strong winds out there. I mean, yeah, pretty big issue. Pretty big issue for those coastal areas. Will this affect Louisiana? Honestly, not much, if any at all. The expectancies, let's see, at least regarding rainfall, is not much. I mean, maybe about an inch rainfall, but yeah, I mean, regarding winds and stuff like that, not really too much of a big deal. Should be fine. Yeah, this is mostly a concern for like Florida, Georgia, North South Carolina, Virginia, and the Northeast Coast. Kind of more of a concern there. Looks like the Outer Banks will get slammed. More than likely, we'll get some pretty heavy stuff. Brandon says, do I think there'll have power outages? Where do I think there'll be? So, power outages will definitely be likely across a lot of the eastern coast. I mean, considering the amount of rainfall we're getting, on top of that, how strong these winds could potentially get. So the problem is whenever you get a lot of heavy rainfall, it loosens up the ground. And whenever you get, stronger wind gusts that roll through, basically, since you have a loose ground, it's easier to knock things over. So in that case, there could be some power outages. So, for example, power lines could come down. Something could land on a power line. Trees, example, could possibly fall on those, which, locally could be a big problem. I think Florida could have some power outages for sure. I mean, maybe even the Carolinas, too, as well. I mean, shoot, maybe even the Northeast. It's kind of hard pinpointing exactly where there will be power outages, but, there will at least be some out of this event here. There will at least be some. Look at that, 977 millibars. That's just unbelievable. Rapid drop in pressure here is pretty crazy. That's a large system. Let's see. Watch from Live Oak, Florida. Well, glad to have you here, Frankie. Hope you're doing good, man. Minnesota's going to get rain tomorrow. Let's see. Weekend, not too bad. Just rain. Gotcha. Let's see. Going to be traveling down to Florida on the 21st for Christmas. Any chance? So, 21st is a little far out, honestly. Not too, I don't like looking out that far. But it looks like we're going to have some high pressure prevailing across the region from the back side of this big storm system here, which will allow for relatively nice conditions. So I don't think you'll run into too many problems. But, that could change, obviously. It's still, 150 plus hours out, essentially. So, yeah, it's a little hard to tell. Let's see here. Siege says, hello, what's up, man? Hope you're doing good. So this will be an intense low pressure. Oh, it will be, Roadster, for sure. It's pretty crazy. It's crazy how much the pressure is going to drop in a short period of time. Look at this. For the 18th across Virginia, 983 millibars. And then we work our way into the 20th, 1,035 millibars. That's like a huge increase. I'm really anxious to see the charts, the pressure graphs, how it goes, shoots just straight up. I'm curious to see that. I'm actually going to record low pressure on this. I need to get my weather station back up and running. I'll get it running from this event for sure. Pretty crazy, though. Yeah, quite a big change in pressure, that's for sure. Let's see. Callie says I have friends leaving on a cruise out in Miami port on Saturday. Yeah. Yeah, that could be a problem. That could be a problem considering the winds out there for Saturday across some of those regions. I mean, we're talking near gale force. I mean, we're talking like 30 knots out there by Miami here for the for the 16th. Depending on where they're going, it could be very choppy waters too. So that could be a problem for them, Callie. Sorry, I'm just now seeing your message. But yeah, no, that could be a problem. That definitely could be an issue. So we'll have to we'll just have to keep it out there for it. Overall. But anyways, yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let us know here. Like I said, we've pretty much covered a lot of the basics on what we can expect here. I do want to show you the wave heights real quickly before we roll off here. Just off the coast of the Carolinas there, I mean, just off the coast of the East Coast here, I mean, look at this. Some areas could be seeing over 20-foot waves. Now, this is not directly on shore. This is off the coast here. But yeah, we could expect here. I mean, GFS is showing, can't really see the color table here. I'm going to show you that. Yeah, the color table here shows in the 20s. So, 20-plus foot waves could be possible in some regions. Let's see here. Hey, good. Thank you so much for subscribing. Same thing for Susie Q. Appreciate it. Let's see. I've experienced hurricane force winds on the cruise ship. It'll be rocky. Bring anti-nausea meds. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Luckily, it's not a hurricane, so those winds won't be hurricane force. Is there any particular home weather station that you'd recommend? Davis Instruments are pretty good. Davis Instruments. I don't own one, but I've definitely had a lot of friends that have, and they say they're really good. They're really, really good, so. Breaks my heart what happened in Tennessee. Oh, yeah, for sure, Justin. Yeah, dude, those poor families, man. Like I said, they got those tornadoes. Unfortunately, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, a little bit ago, we did have a tornado event that rolled through Tennessee pretty bad. We were live to cover this, and unfortunately, we did lose, I believe, 6 people last time I checked, which is very unfortunate. And those poor families, dude. Like I said, when it comes to Christmas, I mean, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same without them. Do I think it could be subtropical? Yeah, no, it's going to be a subtropical system. I mean, it's not a tropical system. I'll tell you that one. Subtropical. How are we looking in? Let's see. Whatever county that is, Brevard. Let's see here. Brevard County. Yeah. Give me a zip code instead. It's not letting me pull up the county here. Yeah, it doesn't let me pull that up here specifically. Let's see. Do the models still show that storm system behind the one you have shown a few days ago? That's a good question, actually. I haven't checked. The models were not much consistency at that point, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's gone. Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's. I mean, the low is still there, but much different looking. Yeah. Let's see. How about we'll get here in Savannah, Georgia? So yeah, Savannah's definitely got to look out there for those regions there. Considering that you guys are, near the coast, look out for strong winds. Definitely seems to be a problem. A lot of rainfall, actually. Like I said, we're talking about 3 inches. 3 inches of rainfall, pretty good amount out there. So look out for a lot of rain. What's up, pilot? Callie says, no worries. You said depending on where they're going, they're cruising to the Caribbean. Gotcha. Yeah, so, I mean, it could be a little choppy, especially during the beginning portion. Maybe during the later portion of the cruise, it should calm down. But for the beginning part of the cruise, it'll be a little choppy. Will Florida get another round, maybe? What do you mean? after this event, nothing's in the forecast after this event for Florida, except for high pressure, which would be pretty good. Pretty good. My cousin, let's see, live in Tampa Bay. Can I check? So Tampa Bay, the main thing we got to look out there for is, those winds, could get a little hefty. I'd say, 30 knots plus possibly. Sustained could be a thing. So look out for some gusty winds out there. What I would say though is also rainfall. Up by Tampa, right around 2 inches expected. So decent amount of rainfall could be an expectancy out there. So we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye out there for it. Let's see here. I live in Texas. Gotcha, yeah. Well, like I said, luckily out of this storm here, not too much going on in Texas. I will show you guys something. A little bit off topic, though. But this is actually currently in Kansas. Got a little bit of a snow system. Been having a little bit of snow out there. It seems like it's turning in the rain, though. Let's see. How much snow has been observed here? I'm curious to see that. We did have a couple warnings. Advisories on the southwest side. A couple warnings for those upper elevations of New Mexico got a lot of them. Let's see here. Where are you at? Observations. Observed snowfall. Last 48 hours. Okay, let's go and hop over here. Yeah, pretty good amount. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, those upper elevations there of New Mexico got hit pretty good. Yeah, western Kansas. Some areas over a half a foot. Not bad. Not bad. Let's see. Let me see. Let's see. Susan wants me to take a look here at 33484. Let's see here. 33484 across Florida. Gotcha. So you are in that one area. We should keep an eye out there for it. You are in that, like I said, the marginal risk out there. So we shall look out there for it. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll definitely keep an eye out there for it. Definitely some strong winds will be a concern here overall. But we'll definitely, we'll definitely keep an eye out there for it. Strong winds, a lot of rainfall will be a thing. So we'll watch out for it. Callie says, thanks so much. Doing an awesome job keeping up with all the messages. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see. Brandon says, I live in zip code 29805. What's it looking like for me? 5, South Carolina. Gotcha. Okay, so the good news, you're more inland. It seems like mostly a rain concern for you. The winds will not be as strong out there. I mean, you'll probably get some gusty winds, not going to lie. But when it comes to it, honestly, I think your main thing is, for those low-lying areas, flooding potential. I think that's your main problem. Which out there, we're expecting about 3 inches. About 3 inches out there. So that could be a thing. I remember looking at that. Let's go and hop back over here to the WPC. Yeah, I remember a lot of the a lot of Florida, or sorry, a lot of South Carolina here. We'll be seeing 3 inches, maybe even higher, 3.5 inches according to this model, or according to this forecast, I should say, WPC forecast, Weather Prediction Center. So pretty solid amount. So yeah, look out for flooding potential. It's a big problem. Big problem. Let's see here. Frankie, how is Oak, Florida looking? You say Oaks or Oak? Oak, Florida. Gotcha. Let's see here. Oak, Florida. Wait, what? Wait, what? That's it. That's up in... Wait, hold on. Oak, Florida, New York? That's a thing? That's interesting. What? Oak, look. You can't see it, but it says Oak, Florida, New York. Southern New York. Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, we're talking about 1 to 2 inches of rainfall out there. Good amount of rain. Could definitely be a thing for some of those regions there. We'll have to keep an eye out there for it. Winds. I mean, it'll likely get pretty windy, I must say, out of this system here. I have to keep an eye out there for that. Definitely could be in the 20, 30 plus knot range. Could be a little gusty overall. But yeah, we'll have to look out there for that. Yeah, your main problem, I think, is flood flooding issues. So we'll keep an eye on it. But anyways, all right, guys, we're going to be heading off here pretty soon. We are now over an hour of being live here today. If you've not already, guys, do me a favor. Consider subscribing. Leave it a like. It'd be greatly appreciated, my friends. Like I said, we don't ask for much on this channel, y'all. If you guys could do that, it would be much appreciated. That way it helps YouTube push it out there. You know, greatly appreciated, my friends. Just looked at this. Could break records along the eastern U.S. Multiple things. Yeah, it could be an issue. Let's see. Live Oak. Oh, Live Oak. Okay. Live Oak, Florida. There we go. That's better. So yeah, you're up north. The winds will be a little gusty still, but not that crazy. Main thing for you is rain, actually. Let's see here. Yeah, main thing for you is rain here. Yeah, about 2 to 3 inches. 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. Pretty good amount of rain. So look out. If you're in a flood-prone area, yeah, pay attention to that. Let's see here. Justin says, great job. I'll hit that like button. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. See, Chrissy says, reading this Tennessee story. Makes me glad I didn't move there. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Frankie says, thank you. No problem. No problem, my friend. No problem. But, all right, you guys. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up here for today. I got to give a big thank you before we roll off here to our donators. Got to give a big thank you to our donators here for today. Let's see here. Mark Alexander, thank you, dude. Once again, man, greatly appreciated. We had Christy Miller. Thank you so much. Living Hope and Polar Vortex. Thank you guys so much for your support. You guys absolutely rock. I appreciate it, guys, so much. Much love to you. Will they get a cone track like they do for regular tropical storm hurricane? No, it shouldn't. Yeah, NEC doesn't have an outlook on the storm. No, they don't. They don't. Yeah, hurricane season's actually over too, and they just basically said, "Yeah, we're done." Let's see here. Yep. They have a lot of gale warnings. A lot of gale warnings in effect. Let's see here. Thank you, Roadster. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, Christy. You're very welcome, my friend. See you later, Sophia. You're very welcome, TRG. You as well. And let's see. Sophia says, have a good night. Love you all. You too. Thank you so much for joining us, Sophia. Appreciate it. But, all right, guys. Well, we're gonna go ahead and roll off here for now. Like I said, we'll be live again tomorrow to cover, get some more information out there. And of course, whenever the event comes here for the 16th into the 17th, we'll be live throughout the transition. I'm planning to do a long live stream for the 16th and 17th, so we'll have to, we'll have to keep an eye out there for it. But anyways, my friends, well, I appreciate it very much. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Much love to every single one of you. We love you guys. Just please be safe out there, my friends. And like I said, if y'all have any questions, we have a Discord. It's down in the description if you guys do want to join that. If you have any questions while we're offline, go ahead and join our Discord down in the description and all that fun stuff. And once again, if you've not already, please consider subscribing, leaving a like. We greatly appreciate it, my friends. Thank you all so much for everything. Much appreciated. Once again, big thank you to the donors as well. And the mods, thank you so much, mods. Donors, like I said, once again, Mark, Christy, Living Hope, Polar Vortex. Thank you guys very much. Much appreciated, y'all. And much love to you. And all right, guys, y'all take care, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, my friends, and we'll see you then.